So we just got another leak about a possibility GTA 4 remaster or simple updated port for a modern day console. Now, there is only one console that this leak has mentioned, and that is indeed PlayStation 4. Now, it didn't mention about a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, but more or less it just mentioned PlayStation 4. Now, if you know this already, GTA 4 is actually not playable on any of the new recent modern PlayStation consoles, but more or less it is actually playable on Xbox One or Xbox Series X or S. Even if you have a physical disc version of that game, you can literally pop your Xbox 360 disc inside of your Xbox One or your even Series X, and you could play GTA 4 directly off of your Xbox One or Xbox Series X. But when it comes to PlayStation, you can only play that on the PlayStation 3. Like, that is the newest console in the PlayStation lineup that you can play GTA 4 on. As for right now, it is not available, not even backwards compatible or whatnot, to be able to be played on a PlayStation 4 or even a PlayStation 5. So, what I think is happening right now, because if you look back in 2023, when Rockstar had a developer called Double 11 who basically made an updated port for the first Red Dead Redemption game, although it's still packing with the same graphics and the same assets, maybe with some, updated texture quality and some better lighting. But other than that, it is essentially the same detail and the same graphics, just with maybe some, like I mentioned, better lighting and as well as some better textures and whatnot. And because Red Dead Redemption 1 can actually be played at 4K 30 FPS on a PlayStation 4 Pro. If you're playing it on a base PS4, it's only 30 FPS at 1080p, which I honestly think is still a much more sharper, crisper version of the game than comparing it to the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, and let alone the Xbox One X and Xbox Series X. You can also play Red Dead Redemption via backwards compatibility at 4K 30 FPS, but it is not available for PlayStation 5 or let alone like a native Xbox Series X version for Red Dead 1. However, though, Rockstar did update Red Dead Redemption 1 on PlayStation 4 that now lets you play the game at a consistent 4K at 60 frames a second via backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 5. And fans were so freaking happy about that. Like, honestly, I was actually happy about that because honestly, Red Dead Redemption 1 is still one of the best video games still ever be made. Like, it is literally one of the best storytelling video games ever, and just not that, but it's just one of the best games entirely that this world has. And finally being able to play that game at a nice, crisp 4K at 60 frames a second on a PlayStation 5, that is a huge deal. And I suspect that that is what they're going to be doing with this remaster or updated port of GTA 4, is it's just essentially going to be packed with the same graphics and the same assets, maybe some updated weather, some updated, textures and whatnot. But other than that, it's going to most likely be the exact same game. And who knows, I could be very wrong with this, and it might actually be a full-on remaster that is pretty much packing with GTA 5's graphics like we've seen over the years with a leak of Liberty City that was showing off in GTA 5's engine. This was like back in like 2016 as well as 2017, and maybe that's actually what it could very well be. It could be a full-on remaster packing with GTA 5's graphics, and honestly, that would be honestly huge. But I honestly think that it's just going to be like a simple, like RDR1 updated port, like they did with pretty much RDR1 for just the Nintendo Switch as well as the PlayStation 4. Because honestly, that's what I have an idea as to why the PlayStation 4 is the only console that is mentioned. So they're probably going to release it for PlayStation 4 that's going to play probably a somewhat more consistent 60 frames or maybe even just 30 frames. And then, let alone on the PlayStation 5, you'll be able to get 4K at 60 frames a second, which for the old school graphics, if that's what they're doing, I can easily see like even a base PS4 playing that game at a decently solid 1080p at 60 frames a second, and then maybe like they'll have something like, hey, if you play this on a PlayStation 5, you're going to get a nice new 4K at 60 frames a second, or maybe possibly even better, you might be able to play at 1080p 120 FPS, which would be huge for a game like Grand Theft Auto 4. But also, we also have to mention about RDR2 because that has also been floating around as well, that we are going to be getting some kind of update for Red Dead Redemption 2 that's finally going to be coming to the modern consoles such as the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. And fans have been begging for Rockstar, especially for that. I mean, RDR1, it remains to be one of the best looking and just overall best, games out there. Not in terms of graphics, but in terms of story and all that. And hopefully that new update or remaster or whatever that we do get for RDR2 is going to be 60 FPS or is going to have some sorts of a performance mode, even if it has to lower the resolution. But I honestly think that that game can actually play fine at 4K 60 FPS because you got to think, like the PlayStation 4 Pro, even though it wasn't true native 4K, it had some kind of 4K with it while also running at a much more, consistent or somewhat closer to a consistent 30 FPS than the base PS4. And then the same thing with the Xbox One X. It played at native 4K and it played a lot more consistent 30 frames a second. So with that being said, I honestly think that RDR2 could easily run at 4K 60 on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. But even if they don't, then it would be really nice to get that 4K quality mode at 30 frames a second, but then also let you decide if you want a 1080p or 1440p at 60 frames a second. But all of these leaks and rumors are pointing out that these two remasters / updated ports are going to be coming out this fall of 2025. So not too much long to wait for if these are actually coming out soon. Now, they haven't specified as to when, but there is a rumor that these could be coming out, or at least Red Dead Redemption 2, on the other hand, could be coming out for the PlayStation 5 and Series X in September of 2025. Now, Take-Two Interactive has just basically announced their next earnings call, which is going to be on August 7th. So that's possibly when we can actually look forward to maybe possibly getting announcement of the games or something with a release date in either September or possibly October, or let alone maybe November. But that is what these leaks and rumors are pointing out to be, is that we are going to be getting a GTA 4 as well as an RDR2 remaster / updated port coming to the modern day consoles. So honestly, I personally think that this is legit because honestly, with GTA 4 and the platform show in PlayStation 4, it's actually a accident leak from somebody at Rockstar that actually did it. So honestly, this is going to make fans a lot excited, and honestly, this is definitely going to be exciting to basically give us something that's going to make our current recent games updated, like GTA 4, Red Dead 2, while we wait for the release of GTA 6 late next year, or, well, I should say early next year. I don't know why I said late, but while we wait for the release of GTA 6. So I do expect that this is actually what we possibly will be getting. At least I do think that RDR2 is for sure coming, but we've also been getting these leaks and rumors even before the RDR2 rumor that GTA 4 was going to be coming out later this year, and it came from a reliable insider by the name of Tez2, who also mentioned that GTA 4 was going to be coming out for the modern consoles late this year. So a lot of exciting news to honestly hope for, and honestly, this is just going to be awesome to get us by until GTA 6 finally gets released and we can finally get GTA 6 in our hands. So hopefully we do get an updated version of both Red Dead Redemption 2 for the PS5 Series X and as well as GTA 4 for the PS5 Series X and possibly even the system that it was leaked for PlayStation 4 and maybe even possibly Nintendo Switch 2. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this video. So if you could smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and also be sure to leave us a comment down in the comment section down below of your thoughts if you think that we will be getting an updated port or remaster of both GTA 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2, and what do you hope to see that is going to be updated or upgraded for those new versions of those games? Like if you think you want a 4K clean image, like 30 frames a second, or do you hope we get a smooth 60 frames a second for both? Let us know in the comment section down below of your thoughts on what you hope for these two games. But that's going to wrap it up. So Tech and Gaming Reviews, rate, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.